What do you want to be when you grow up? One of life's unavoidable questions. As a kid, I never knew what I wanted to be. That's why whenever I got asked this question, I always answered it the same way. I think one time I said bus driver because at the time, I thought buses were cool. Not this one though. This one is not cool. The only things that were on my mind back then was watching TV, going to the park and having sleepovers. Oh yeah, and I can't forget. The more I think about my childhood, the more I realize that I was blessed, not gonna lie. We weren't rich or anything, but my mum made sure there was always enough. And for that, I am forever grateful. But I'm gonna save the joys of childhood for another video. It might even be the prequel to this one. Bottom line is, life as a kid was lovely. Until it wasn't. I may not have known what I wanted to be, but I definitely knew that I did not want to become older. Because I could see from a mile away the tribulations that come with being in a... And now that I'm finally I can honestly say that younger me, he had foresight. Being a grown-up just never looked like fun to me, and I was having a great time being a child. That's why I was always confused whenever kids my age said, I want to be older. Like, have you never seen Big? It's a movie about a boy who wishes to be older because he got his crush taken by some next scrub, and he was also too short for a roller coaster ride. The next morning he wakes up in the body of a 30-year-old man. Now he has to navigate through adulthood with the mind of a 12-year-old. Even though he enjoyed his time as an adult and got some experiences, he still wanted to be a child for just a bit longer. He wasn't ready for the leap just yet. And I don't blame him. He spent his first few nights in the Bronx and had to sleep with the gunshots and the crackheads. For my younger audience who have seen this film, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but your life ain't gonna be like this, little bro. Up until the age of 17, there wasn't much for me to worry about besides doing well in school. But then I turned 18 and things started to shift. You begin to grow apart from friends you've known for years. People suddenly disappear off the face of the earth. You magically got bills to pay now. And on top of that, the one thing you've known more or less your whole life is no longer mandatory. Education. You have officially unlocked freedom. You can do whatever, travel wherever, start working, go to university, be a bum. The choice is yours. And that's kind of scary, especially if you don't know what to do, because then it's like, well, what's next? Personally, I ended up going to uni and let's just say that final year was a dark time. Fast forward 3 years and you're now 21. You're recognized as an adult on a global scale, and now you've got even more responsibilities with add-ons. You're at that checkpoint where you have to figure out where you're going in life. Let's not forget that you have to start eating right and exercising on your own, because PE lessons are a thing of the past now. There's also one more thing that may happen at this stage, and dare I say it, some of you may even be going bald. Oh my gosh, this one gives me nightmares. I've already been nerfed vertically, just let me keep my hair, please. If you go on YouTube, you will see hella videos on fears, and in each one people say different things. But I genuinely think going bald or losing your hairline at an early age might be the biggest one. I believe that adulting can be categorized into 3 main components: career, relationships, and health. I'm gonna go through each one, starting with health. You gotta get in shape, bro. FYI, this isn't a motivational video. I couldn't give a toss if you're fat, but I do believe that everyone should at least strive to be the best version of themselves. You don't have to be like Ashton Hall and wake up at 4:20 AM and start banging press-ups. As a matter of fact, he's the reason why I don't wake up early. There's too many tryhards now. But maybe you can be like this guy. I don't know who he is, but he seems healthy and in good shape. And there's literally no negatives to exercise. Well, besides injury. But other than that, there are more positives than negatives to it. And what do you honestly have to lose by going for a run? Weight! That's the whole point. I'm sure we all have at least one friend that has said, next week I'm gonna start banging gym. And before you know it, next week turns into next month turns into next year. And sometimes, next year turns into never. It's like all their drive to reach their goals just leaves them as soon as the time arrives. Or they may go to the gym, but they don't eat well, which doesn't make sense because these things go hand in hand. Why does the Uber Eats guy know you on a first name basis? When it comes to going after your goals, the first step is always the toughest, mostly because it's a conscious choice. You have to decide to start, but once you do, I promise it gets easier from there. We've all heard the saying that health is wealth, and it's completely true. You have to take care of yourself because if you don't, who will? And it's only when you take care of yourself that you can perform at your best in all aspects of life. You'll even feel more confident about yourself, and this helps a lot when it comes to forming. This word is heavily connoted with romance, but friendship is a type of relationship too. However, I won't lie to you, making friends as an adult isn't easy, but it's definitely not impossible. You just have to put yourself out there and be intentional with it. You never know who you might meet through social events, mutuals, or even online. And it's the same thing when it comes to finding a partner. We all have an innate desire to love and be loved. People long for a special someone that they can settle down with, someone to grow old with. Most of us don't want to be alone in this world. I mean, look at your parents. They weren't alone, and if they were, then you wouldn't exist. We live in a very digital age, so even if you're shy or a bit awkward, you can still find the love of your life through the power of dating apps. I've never been on it personally, but I have seen it work for people. But obviously, there are some people that use it for different reasons. I'm looking at you, Simon. Dating apps can be tough though. It favors the conventionally good looking, and unfortunately, not everyone won the genetic lottery. But regardless, we're all capable of finding love. It may take you a bit longer than others, but there's no rush. Throughout the majority of this video, I've been keeping it light. But for the final topic, I'm gonna give it to you straight. There is nothing fun about having a or going to or being ask anyone. And it's unfortunate because career is definitely the biggest one out of the three. You more or less spend a third of your life at work, and I would say find something that you love, which I am a strong believer in. But if it'll count as in the negatives, I'm gonna say forget the passion, you gotta flip burgers for a bit. And that's even if you can land that role, because right now the job market is absolutely cooked. You can send out 100 applications and get 101 rejections. Don't question my maths, I got an A at A level. What's even more annoying is that even if you score an interview and eventually secure the job, there's still a chance that you could hate it or hate the people that you work with. So now you've just spent 3 months trying to get a job that you want to leave in 3 seconds. I can never look down on a job personally, because trust me when I say I've done almost every single occupation under the sun. Cleaning, driving, retail, hospitality, IT, you name it. In one of my previous jobs, I was working at House of Fraser, and I promise you, time genuinely stood still whenever I was on shift. That place is easily in my top 10 worst jobs. And you know you really hate a job when you're happy to get fired. And you're probably thinking, why didn't you just leave then? Because these games weren't gonna buy themselves. Unemployment is fun, don't get it twisted, but that high does not last forever. It's only a matter of time before you realize that you want things, and things cost money, and jobs give you money. So what you really want is a job. If you're in a situation where you can become anything you want, then make the most of your blessing. Figure out what you want to do and then work on your craft day and night. That's why I started YouTube. Shout out to Simba for putting me on. I've been making videos for a minute now, and at the same time, I've also worked jobs that have caused me nothing but pain. If you're fortunate enough to land a job in this mythical epidemic, I'm gonna be real, whether you like it or not, just see it through for a bit. It's only a matter of time until something better comes along. Because in all honesty, unemployment is fun for a short time, not a long time. Unless you're born into riches, then you get to be a bum with no repercussions. As you guys can see, this video isn't what I normally post. I mean, I did make a reference to a movie, so it wasn't that far off, but yeah, I just wanted to experiment a little. Leave your thoughts on the video in the comments. If the feedback is good, I'm gonna try to do more, I guess, relatable videos going forwards. If the feedback is bad, then this video is getting binned. But as usual, thank you guys for watching, and that's all she wrote.